I've had situations where there was teenagers cutting their wrists, you know, and them just being at a loss, like I don't know what to do. And just being able to give it from my perspective, this is what I did, this is what worked for me. I can't guarantee it will work for you. And there was one particular, I remember, a car accident quite a few years ago where they were young kids and the one obviously didn't make it. And I remember the teenager, you know, just had a really hard time living with the fact that, you know, his friend passed away in the car, and like just being able to sit down and talk with someone and truly be able to feel what they were feeling and say, I've been there, it can get better. And a more recent one that I know of that I've helped someone because they've actually sent me a card and like painted me a poster. It was a female that had lost her husband. I ended up stopping her for driving under the influence. When I stopped her, she just had this big meltdown about how she lost her husband. She feels like she has nothing to live for. Honestly, my heart broke for her. Like, you can tell this girl was just absolutely at her wit's end. And you want to change your life, and like you're in a field where you can't get in trouble. Like, you're gonna go to rehab. You want to help yourself? You're gonna go to rehab. I'm gonna check in with you daily. You know, if you're having a hard day, you're gonna call me and we're gonna talk. And she just had this huge meltdown. And honestly, ever since then, she's been checking in with me, and she reaches out to me all the time, like, thank you for saving my life. Like,
following the letter of the law is something police are charged to do. But you're fixing the problem in those steps. Those are things that people don't see.
They don't. Because it doesn't reach the newspapers, you know? There's so much more that a police officer does than what you read in a newspaper. There are more people we deal with that are just going through a hard time that genuinely need help. And that's what we do. It's all confidential. That's why it doesn't get released. That's why we don't talk about it. You know, but the difference we do makes the job so much worth it. This is obviously like an occupation where you're dealing with people when they're at their worst, at the ugly. Like, a lot of times, especially nowadays, we're in the position where we're the bad guys no matter what. But in the end, we're only doing what's right. We're only trying to help them, whether they see that or not. Like, I've had very, very lows in my life. I've had lows in my life to the point where I want to give up. But not just the guys here, a very select few family and friends have always been there and have always been that, like, no, things are going to get better. This is what you do to make things better. You know, everybody goes through lows in their life, but you have to grow from it. You have to.
This department has become like your family, it seems.
They are my family. These are absolutely my brothers. And I've been with them for so long, they're like family to my family. Regardless of race or anything, we still have a job to do. We're still human beings, and we still have to go home to our families at the end of the day. And the goal is, with every officer, everybody goes home. It's not a contest. It's not we want everybody to go home. If you're dealing with a person that's unruly, we do our best to try and calm it down. We don't go in there, you know, trying to make it worse. We're problem solvers.
About that before. Social media, somebody posts something or says something, someone shares it. 17 people share it. 18 people more share it. And then all of a sudden it's spread like wildfire, and it might not be accurate.
They see it or hear it and they believe it when it's not even the facts. It's not the truth. Don't believe everything you see and read. If it's something that you truly feel that you'll be affected by, why not call down to your local law enforcement agency, or call down here and say, hey, we read this online, it's kind of concerning, could you tell me if it's true or not? I mean, obviously, if it's open investigation, not all details can be revealed, but if it's something that people feel affected by, or they feel that an officer used too much force, or there's ways to go about it. They can very easily come down here. The last thing we want is the public thinking that we're the enemy when we're not. We're an open book to people. I mean, we have to be. We deal with the public. You know, if someone feels we did something wrong, come down and talk to us about it. You know, if we're able to explain it in a way that they can understand why something was done, we'll do that. I just think that law enforcement has such a black eye on them right now. And it's sad because there's so many good cops out there that are willing to take the shirt off their back for anybody to help them. There's nothing but good, pure intentions there.